Our scripture reading this evening comes again from the book of Genesis. There's a little bit of a typo in the bulletin. We're not just reading the end of chapter 4, but we're actually reading the end of chapter 4, beginning in verse 25, and then the entirety of chapter 5 down to verse 32. So the reading is chapter 4:25 to chapter 5, verse 32. They are two distinct sections, but they both involve the genealogy of the line of Adam from Seth. So we take them together as we consider the theme Dueling Genealogies tonight. So we'll begin in Genesis chapter 4. As we said, verse 25. I remind you as I read that these are not merely the words of a man, Moses, but the inspired, the infallible, the inerrant words of God himself. Again, Genesis chapter 4, beginning at verse 25. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son, and called him Seth. For she said, God has appointed for me another offspring instead of Abel, for Cain killed him. To Seth also a son was born, and he called his name Enosh. At that time, people began to call upon the name of the Lord. This is the book of the generations of Adam. When God created man, he made him in the likeness of God. Male and female, he created them, and he blessed them and named them man when they were created. When Adam had lived 130 years, he fathered a son in his own likeness after his image and named him Seth. The days of Adam after he fathered Seth were 800 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Thus all the days that Adam lived were 930 years. And he died. When Seth had lived 105 years,